Alright guys, what's going on? So unfortunately I do not have a lot of time to really kind of make this one pretty long. I have some things to do, lots of things to do, but just wanted to get this video out there because I didn't want to push it on for too long, so apologies for this one being very short and lacking in the detail coming out of my mouth. The infographics will still be displayed in this video, so if you are not following the Tonberry Troop on any other social media platforms or giving their website a check-see, I highly encourage you to do so. They are a wonderful group of people, and I will always continue to shout them out in each and every one of these videos. But Aphmau returns with her Lost Chapters rework and EX debut and realization alongside of Lion's EX plus realization. She did not get a rework as she has gotten one prior. So let's go ahead and just jump in real quick. Let me give my thoughts and opinions on the characters. I can't really go over too much of the details on these characters, just to try and keep the video as short as possible because I do have some things to do. Apologies. Anyway, Aphmau is a buff-based support character, giving off auras and frame buffs to the party. Overall, all of her buffs active together give her some of the really most, incredible set of buffs in the game to the party. Debuff evasion, attack up, brave regen, HP regen, everything that you can pretty much think of, Aphmau supplies it and does it pretty well. The only thing that is a pretty big downside to Aphmau's kit is most of these frame buffs do not last all that long and actually do take up quite a bit of buff slots. So you want to make sure that you are cautious of the characters that you are bringing alongside of her, as other aura-based characters really benefit her kit as a whole. A lot of these buffs don't last all that long, so you want to make sure that you are using finite rotations in order to make Aphmau really work as best as possible, so you need to have proper knowledge of her kit and rotations on how they work. Overall, Aphmau is a support character that does support very well and actually has a lot of damage to offer in the character of her styles. Pretty much doing brave regens and much like no other character can. This character is absolutely phenomenal. I honestly do think that Aphmau is pretty important for the Chaos Era as a character that offers buffs and support like no other and can pretty much dish out good damage to top it all off. If you do choose to build up Aphmau, definitely 3 out of 3 her to get full advantage of her stuff. If you do have to take a moment to pause to check out the infographics for the full list of details and information, feel free to do so whenever you see fit. But again, apologies that this one does have to be a little short. Now moving on to Lion. Lion is a DPS unit based off of doing more damage if the enemy is not targeting her. If the enemy is not targeting her, she will do more damage, increase crit damage, and things like that. She does have 3 debuffs: defense down, speed down, I could be wrong there, and turn rate down, which all can be applied through all of her skills and through her EX, which gets pretty powerful upgrades with the EX plus, allowing it to execute twice and do good damage, along with incredible break of HP damage attacks are dealt. Lion, though does not offer much party utility, is a pretty strong DPS unit who unfortunately does suffer in certain situations, especially if the bosses do have a lot of AoE attacks. In those kinds of situations, I would highly advise not bringing her, as you have other characters who could fulfill that role well, but she pairs along alongside other characters that do offer locks, such as Snow, Warrior of Light, and Zac. Most of the tanky style characters that do offer locks. She works very well alongside of them, but if the boss does spam AoE HP attacks or AoE attacks in general, the character will lose a little bit of functionability, as her damage will fall off pretty heavily. Much like how Zac needs the enemy to be locking onto him, and if they buff themselves or doing an AoE buff, then Zac's damage will fall off a little bit. But in this situation, it's a little more tailored, as most bosses actually don't offer AoE buffs. Most bosses actually do AoE attacks, at least to my knowledge, and to what I've experienced. Lion is still a fairly powerful DPS unit with some decent debuffs to actually supply, but without much party utility and the capability of locking her out of certain fights due to her niche style of play. I do not believe Lion is important for the Chaos Area. She is still very powerful, and if you do choose to build her up, I do believe that 3 out of 3 would be the best option to go, as you want the double executing HP attack, and you want to take advantage of everything that Lion has to offer on the party. All in all, this is still a very powerful banner. I do believe Aphmau is important, and while Lion may not be important for the Chaos Era. I do think she is still a relatively powerful unit, and I do definitely plan on building her up myself. So, with all that being said, sorry this one's got to be a little short. I know I've said that a couple times, but I am pretty busy coming up in the next few days. It may stretch into the next character event that comes out too, so if I do have to do a shorter video, I do apologize for that as well. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Aphmau is important. Lion, I do not believe is, but this is still a very powerful banner. If you guys do decide to go in, let me know how you do down below. Let me know how many tickets it took to get whatever EX you're aiming for, and that'll do it for me on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.